Picture this. You're standing in a vast library, ancient, infinite, and eerily quiet. Every book contains knowledge, formulas, philosophies, histories, ethics. You reach for one titled Reason, open it, and inside it reads, "Logic must be trusted, truth must be pursued." But there's no signature, no author, no guarantee that the pages weren't written by accident or madness or a machine that mimicked meaning without understanding. Now ask yourself, why do you trust reason? Why should you believe that your thoughts are more than chemical accidents? Why do you argue, defend, debate, believing truth matters if your mind is just the random echo of stardust in motion? Atheist or believer, agnostic or spiritual, here lies the paradox. We all use reason. We demand logic. We appeal to moral truth. But if the universe is indifferent and you are just neurons firing to survive, why should your thoughts correspond to reality at all? Try to see this. We cling to rationality like a lifeline, even when our worldview cuts the rope. So here's the haunting question. Can you truly be rational without God? Or is our very trust in reason an unconscious act of faith? Let's follow that tension to its deepest root. Thinkers like Augustine and Pascal didn't see rationality as self-sustaining. They saw it as a gift, a reflection of the divine logos, the ordering principle behind all things. To them, reason wasn't just a function of the brain, it was a window to something higher. But modern culture has severed the branch from the tree. We've inherited a psychology that believes meaning can float without foundation, that rationality can thrive in a world stripped of transcendence. Carl Jung warned us, when the archetypes of God and moral order vanish, the psyche collapses inward. You don't get freedom, you get fragmentation. C.S. Lewis put it bluntly, if naturalism is true, if your mind is a byproduct of blind evolution, then you have no reason to trust it. Why believe what your brain tells you if its only goal is survival, not truth? We forget this. Rationality requires more than intelligence. It requires trust in an objective order, a structure beneath thought itself. But a world without God offers no such foundation, only shifting sands. So we medicate our anxiety. We drown our doubts in entertainment. We scream our truths louder, hoping volume will cover the silence beneath. But the silence remains, and it has consequences we rarely see until it's too late. When you remove God, you don't just lose a deity, you lose the anchor of meaning itself. And most people don't notice, not at first. We continue living as if reason, morality, and truth still matter. We defend human rights, we demand justice, we speak of dignity. But all these presuppose something sacred about the human mind and soul, something designed to perceive what is true. But if your mind is an evolutionary fluke, then so are your convictions. Psychologically, we enter what Kierkegaard called the sickness unto death, a despair masked by activity. We chase productivity to avoid the void. We speak of progress, but toward what? There's no North Star, just motion. Cognitive dissonance sets in. We believe in love, but say we are chemicals. We preach equality, but deny the soul. We fight for justice, but deny a lawgiver. And so anxiety rises, depression festers, identity fractures. A culture that denies transcendence becomes haunted by its absence. It becomes angry, confused, volatile, because deep down it knows it's pretending. We've trained ourselves to run logical programs on irrational assumptions. But how long can a system run on contradiction before it crashes? That's where rebellion begins. It starts not with arrogance, but with humility. A refusal to worship the mind as God, and instead ask, what made the mind possible at all? This is where the rebellion begins. When you stop asking if belief in God is rational and start asking whether rationality itself makes sense without God. G.K. Chesterton said it beautifully. The poet only asks to get his head into the heavens. The logician seeks to get the heavens into his head. And it is his head that splits. Rationalism without transcendence leads to madness, not order. History proves this. The rationalistic utopias of the 20th century, Marxism, fascism, secular technocracies, trusted reason without soul, and they led to bloodshed. Why? Because logic, severed from goodness, becomes a weapon. The Christian worldview offers something subversive. Reason rooted in love. Logos incarnate. A mind that made minds. A creator who not only thinks, but loves. To reclaim reason, we must first reclaim wonder. You are not a cosmic accident. Your capacity to think, reflect, argue, dream, that is not the byproduct of chaos. It is the image of God etched in neurons. When you see this, you are no longer a slave to the void. You become free. Here is the revelation, quiet, radical, inescapable. You trust reason because you were created to. The Christian story does not pit faith against reason. It says reason is only possible because the world was made by a reasoner. John chapter 1. In the beginning was the word Logos, and the Logos was with God, and the Logos was God. This is not mythology, it's metaphysical bedrock. To believe your thoughts mean something, you must first believe they reflect something real, and that something must be beyond you, before you, and above you. Without God, reason is like a lighthouse built on fog, impressive but floating. With God, it's anchored to the shore. So, can you be rational without God? You can pretend to be. You can use the tools of reason, like a child mimicking an adult with no idea how the tools were made. But the moment you trust those tools, you reveal a deeper faith, one you may not even know you carry. You were made to seek truth, and that very longing points beyond neurons, beyond atoms, beyond chance. It points to the Logos. The beginning of reason is the fear of the Lord. Thank you for reflecting with me today. If this video meant something to you, consider liking and subscribing. And until next time, stay curious.